Yo, what's up, YouTube? I just found my iPods here. I was digging through some boxes and thank God I found these in time because these things are starting to get expensive now. So I'm gonna get you through the oldest and the newest. So yeah. So let's move these two iPods to the side and I'll show you a little bit about it. So this is the iPod Classic. Well, these are like the first models to come out. I refer to these as the classics. Like, even though they're not the classic models that Apple referred to when it's like later and such, I call these the iPod Classic third gens because they're the OG models. This is not the first iPod made back in 2001. This thing was made a couple years prior, and this will be the iPod Classic third gen. This is the only iPod in existence, well, iPod Classic in existence, that has touch sensitive buttons. You can tell that these are touch sensitive buttons, they don't click. And one thing I like about this is that um, this has some expansion. So if you look here, you can tell that there's something that you could expand with. So there's this one cord that stretches along, and you have volume control, mute, all such. And then you got those crappy first gen headphones. These things are a big pile of shit. I use these Apple headphones. Well, these things are a piece of shit too because I'm reusing the hell out of them. So if I plug this in here, and then you have something like this, and boom, you can listen to music. But I cannot find the charger because this thing takes fucking FireWire to 30 pin. Like, I've USB 30 pin. And you see that this thing goes to the outlet with the USB charger, and it goes through here. So yeah, that's a fucking womp womp for me then, huh? So yeah, and this is the only iPod that I know that takes FireWire. I know I had an iPod Mini too that also takes FireWire, but also takes USB too. And I know that I also have a first iPod Nano. It's white in color, so yeah. So this is one of the first iPods I owned. So yeah. This is the 15 gigabyte model here. So yeah, that's the iPod Classic, folks. And then you move to the iPod Nano. Here's the Nano. Or Dangpods call them Nano. So yeah. So this is the 4 gigabyte model here. If you look hard. So yeah. And this thing has a scratched up back too, and it has a black spot here. So Dangpods, if you're watching this, there's the black spot on an iPod Nano 3rd gen. And this thing is expanded so much that the back here has also expanded slightly a bit too. Because watch this. When I squeeze it, the battery expands. So yeah, I'm gonna need to get the battery replaced. And that's the main reason why I didn't use it for a long time. And I'm trying everything to not to use this thing. And yes, it works just fine, but it needs a fucking brand new battery. Like, it was working just fine over the summer when I posted that YouTube video, my first YouTube video. So yeah, here it is working. Come on, Nano. I know you can do it. Boom. Let's. I know this works. See? It works. Yeah, this was originally my grandma's iPod. So I mostly put my shit in here. So American Idiot, I did. So I'll prove that this is working. Well, I cannot do that because I'll get copyrighted. But you can tell this is working. And the battery expanded so much that it actually done some dead pixels. So yeah, this is working. So you want to see that that satisfying click it does? Well, if I can find it, here it is. Yeah. Was it a fucking nice click? And guess what? You know this thing is dead. And I'm pretty sure that Dinkpods is watching this. Watch this. Oh, yeah, the battery expanded a little bit more, so I'm not gonna mess with that anymore. So this is the iPod Nano 3rd Gen. And yeah, I remember using this for a little bit, and when I did, I only used it for a few years. So yeah, I had this thing since as long as I had the shuffle. So yeah, and this thing is, look, yeah, this thing's no more. So I'm gonna not do that. I know, yeah, I can't. Okay, that's good. And now we go to my favorite iPod that I loved to use when I was younger. The iPod Shuffle 4th Gen. And boy, you can tell I took really good care of this. Because it's not chrome on the back here, as you can tell. Ooh-wee. Was that fucking scratched up. And this iPod, I use these headphones. This is the same pair of headphones I had for years. And I don't understand how the fuck I'm not, fucking, you know, like I remember plugging these all the fucking time, like in and out every goddamn day when I'm charging this because there's no other headphone jack, and this is the only way you could charge it by using the fucking headphone jack. I remember the day that Apple discontinued the iPod Nano and Shuffle in 2017. Boy, was sad. But hey, it's not the end of the world. Hey, at least I could fucking listen to my music still, and iTunes is still supported. As you can see, here it is. So here's the volume control, volume up, volume down, scroll. You got the off, you know, and then you got this. You could shuffle through songs, and then you got the shuffle mode. So it's gonna mix up random. And then you got this button. I don't barely use this button. It's something like messaging or some shit. It's not messenger. It's like voice control or something like, hey, what's this song? Yada yada. I do not barely use this button. And then you got the light indicator. If it's green, then it's fully charged and it's working. If it's yellow, then it's halfway dead. If it's red, then it's dying. So, well, it's low on battery. And then you got to plug it in with the fucking annoying headphone charger. So yeah, let's just gotta get up like that. And as a clip in the back too. I remember taking this everywhere and I was on the go. Focus. So yeah. And this thing is the smallest iPod I own. And you thought the iPod Nano was the smallest iPod. Well, this thing is slightly smaller. So yeah. That's all I got to show, folks. I'll try post tomorrow and Sunday. The December 14th and 15th. So yeah. And then I'll try to post a little bit more, and then I'll post every week, twice or like at least once or twice every week, so I can keep you guys updated, and I'll post more for keep this channel updated so it's active, you know? Otherwise, that is the iPods I currently have to show and tell to you. And then I know I have an iPod Nano 1st gen and 5th gen with the camera and an iPod mini. And I know those were the only 3 other iPods I also own too. So I was technically the iPod kid. And yes, not iPad kid. No, fuck that. No. I have an older tablet too. I'm not using an older tablet. I'm only using the low resolution because I like to record a lot of shit. I mean, a lot. So yeah, that explains why the resolution is low. I choose 720p so it's most viewable. So yeah. Otherwise, that's all I gotta show, and I promise you that I'll try my best to get like a micro SD card so I can expand it, and it'll be a higher resolution for you guys. Otherwise, that's all I gotta show, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.